Is Mark Zuckerberg to blame for Meta's 11,000 layoffs? The recent news of Meta laying off more than 11,000 employees has left many people wondering if Mark Zuckerberg, the founder and CEO of Facebook, is to blame. Facebook has been a major investor in Meta since 2013, and Zuckerberg has been involved in the company's decisions since then. With such a large number of job losses, many are asking whether Zuckerberg's involvement in Meta had anything to do with the layoffs. In this video, we will explore the potential connection between the two and determine if Zuckerberg is at fault. The history of Meta. Meta was once a powerhouse in the tech industry, founded in 2002 by Mark Zuckerberg and his partners. Initially, Meta specialized in developing online services and software applications for businesses. Over the years, it gained immense popularity and became one of the most prominent names in the industry. Backed by some of the biggest investors in the world, Meta's rapid growth and success meant that it attracted a massive user base as well as more capital and investments. In 2015, Meta achieved its highest peak and was valued at $19 billion. It had expanded to over 40 countries, employing more than 21,000 people globally. With its wide array of products ranging from data analysis to AI, Meta had made a name for itself in the tech world. However, what seemed like success was only temporary. Over the years, Meta slowly started to lose its footing in the market and began to face stiff competition from other tech companies. In 2019, it was reported that Meta had suffered a massive drop in value and was valued at just $3 billion. Things were about to get much worse for Meta and its employees. Just recently, the company announced that it would be cutting down 11,000 jobs in order to cut costs. This news came as a shock to many of its workers who had dedicated years of service to Meta. The news has sparked questions regarding the leadership of Mark Zuckerberg, who is widely recognized as being responsible for the company's downfall. Critics have argued that he failed to anticipate how quickly the competitive landscape would change, leading to such drastic job cuts. Even though he stepped down from his role as CEO back in 2017, he still owns 30% stake in the company, which makes him accountable for these layoff decisions. It remains to be seen whether or not these layoffs will help Meta regain its foothold in the market or if it is too late. Whatever happens, these layoffs are yet another reminder of how quickly fortunes can change in the tech industry. Going forward, leaders must ensure they are ready to adapt with changing times or risk facing similar consequences. The fall of Meta. Meta, an internet search engine and data analytics company, was founded in 2002 with the goal of providing a revolutionary way to search and manage data. The company saw rapid success, reaching a peak valuation of $1 billion in 2014. However, despite its initial success, Meta began to suffer financially in the following years due to a variety of factors. In 2016, Meta's revenues decreased by 50% compared to the year prior, and the company had to begin cutting costs by reducing staff and closing some of its data centers. In 2018, the company announced it was laying off 11,000 employees. The company also reported that its second quarter revenues were down 41% from the previous year, largely due to the closure of its data centers. Meta's downward spiral continued as it failed to regain its footing and make any significant progress towards profitability. In 2019, the company reported a loss of nearly $1.7 billion for the year and was forced to announce yet another round of layoffs, at this time affecting over 8,000 employees. By 2020, Meta had become a shadow of its former self as its market share had been taken over by competitors such as Google and Amazon. Finally, in January 2021, Meta announced it would be shutting down its operations permanently, putting an end to one of Silicon Valley's most promising tech companies. Who is to blame? The question of who is to blame for Meta's 11,000 layoffs has been circulating for some time. Many people have pointed the finger at Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Facebook, and his company's acquisition of Meta in 2013. While it is true that Meta struggled to remain competitive after the acquisition, many point out that Facebook could have done more to keep Meta afloat. The acquisition itself was widely criticized as being overvalued at the time, and the purchase of Meta was widely seen as a strategic move on behalf of Facebook. With this in mind, It is likely that Facebook knew the risks associated with their purchase and had a good idea of what was to come. Critics of Zuckerberg point to his decision to focus resources away from Meta and into other projects as a key factor in its failure. This has led many to speculate that Zuckerberg intentionally let Meta fail in order to make room for newer projects. Others place the blame on the Meta team, claiming that the company made poor decisions that eventually led to its downfall. They argue that Meta lacked foresight and did not invest in new technologies or create innovative products that could help it stay ahead of the competition. At the end of the day, it is impossible to definitively answer the question of who is to blame for Meta's 11,000 layoffs. However, it is clear that Facebook's acquisition of Meta and its subsequent focus on other projects contributed to the company's demise. Whether or not this was intentional remains unknown, but one thing is certain: the results of this decision were devastating for thousands of employees. The aftermath of Meta's massive layoffs has been far-reaching and has impacted many lives. With 11,000 jobs lost, the ripple effect of this decision is felt beyond the individuals who were laid off. Businesses that relied on Meta's services now have to search for new solutions, while local economies are suffering the losses of wages and purchasing power. What's more, the effects of these layoffs have a psychological impact as well. Losing a job can be a major blow to one's sense of identity and self-worth. That can be especially hard when the employer is as large and prominent as Meta, which had become a household name in the tech world. The stress of being without a job, as well as the difficulty of searching for new employment in an increasingly competitive market, can be hard to bear. The massive layoffs at Meta demonstrate how volatile the tech industry can be, and how quickly a company can go from success to failure. It is a reminder to tech businesses and employees alike that no matter how powerful or successful a company may seem, it is not immune to the forces of economic change. In the wake of this tragedy, it is important for tech businesses to ensure they are taking steps to protect their employees from similar fates.